tomorrow there's a game gonna come out, and I'm not sure if it's on record. I don't know if you remember. I told you about that game a while ago, the hyper realistic one. But
No.
tomorrow a game comes out called Bodycam, and it's one of those like realistic ones, running on a new engine. And I was like, people are talking about it, and they're saying that it's hella tight. It was basically like realistic Siege, and I'm like, this like the gun movements and everything. I'm like, this shit looks tight. Like,
Single player?
it's multiplayer, like 5-on-5.
But what do you see? So it's like a deathmatch type shit?
I think it's like Siege, 5-on-5.
But not like characters where there's like...
Well, I don't know. I haven't looked into it like that, but I just know it's a multiplayer game. And I seen a little bit of it, but I thought this game was on record. I don't know if they switched the name of it or this is a separate game. But it looks crazy good as far as like graphics. And I'm like, it's like, I don't know where it's gonna go from in the future. It seems like we're getting too hyper realistic games too quick. I'm here for it. I love it, but it seems like what are we gonna have in the next 10 years?
Because look, like real people getting shot for real.
Damn near, or it gives off like the handling. I don't even know how you create something like this. But let's watch there's a trailer for it. Like I said, I don't remember if this was on record. They just changed it, but it comes out tomorrow, so I think it's gonna be good.
Does it show the?
Look at this.
Oh, that recoil.
It's just like the way the body moves, and when your gun moves as you're walking, it's weird. It almost seems like it'd be difficult to control. Look at that.
Yeah, the outside shit look crazy.
Yeah.
The forest.
Well, this is like Ready or Not.
This looks pretty realistic, huh?
Yeah. And I think it's gonna be good. People are playing it, and they're saying that.
And they're saying good reviews.
Yeah, the people who get it early, who got it early. Damn, huh?
It would be tight if you hear them scream, huh? If you hear them like
aching in pain or something.
Yeah, like if they beg for their life once they got shot, like they would in real life. Like that.
There you go.
You see that?
Damn, who rolling down the stairs? See, I don't know how there's everything seems so fluid, huh?
Yeah.
Everything seems so fluid, and that's why I'm like, I'm probably gonna get it. And this comes out tomorrow.
They unloaded. You seen that guy unload that pistol? The dude's dead already.
Yeah. I was thinking like, dang, like games are getting pretty realistic, and
people are gonna, you think it's gonna get to a point where people are gonna complain and say this is
too real. Yeah, I think we're gonna go through that phase. But I was thinking that because I'm like, not for us grown-ups, but I'm like, well, because we have nephews and they like to play gun games. I think it's just natural for a kid, a male especially, to want to play games like that. And I feel like I played Modern Warfare 2, I played Call of Duty World at War, I played all that when I was a kid, and I don't really think it affects you like that to the point where I'm like, no, you can't play it. I mean, I think, well, he's 10. I think you're old enough to play that. But when I see like this is almost like taking it further. And now it made me think, I'm like, is this too far to allow him? Like if games are getting super realistic and super graphic, is it too far to allow your nephew to play it, a 10-year-old to play it? Technically, they're not supposed to be playing it.
I mean, remember games back in the day look realistic to us. Like, I mean, obviously it wasn't like this realistic, but we were like, damn, this is tight. It looks clean. Everything looks so real.
Well, it's because we had nothing to compare it to.
Now it's the same thing, but it actually seems like crazy real. But to them, it's probably the same that we thought growing up. And I don't think this causes people like kids to become psychopaths or murderers. I don't think so. Because I think that murder is not right.
But what's the weird thing about video games that we like realism? We want to see the blood. Like you said, I want to see him
I want to see him
cry
twitch,
out.
yeah.
And why do we find that entertaining? Yeah, we know it like in real life is wrong. But in the game, it's for some reason tight to feel as realistic as possible.
Yeah. It's, I think we as humans like to live lives that we know we can't live. Shit like that, getting shot at.
And maybe because it's harmless.
Yeah, nobody gets hurt.
Nobody gets hurt, and it's just
it's all fantasy.
But even if it's fantasy though, isn't it a weird thing that we find enjoyment from like violence, extreme violence? We find fun in it.
Yeah, we find entertainment. It is weird, but I'm sure there's a reason that we like. I think humans naturally are just violent in general, and just being able to just unload on, even if you're not even mad, just to be able to unload on somebody just because it just seems tight.
Why gotta be somebody though? Huh?
What does it got to be somebody?
Yeah, like why is it got to be a human, like portrayed as a human, other than just a creature or something like dragons?
Because you can live the.
I think maybe it just. I think the only thing it points out is like maybe you can live through the eyes of how like
of a thug
yeah, something like that.
I want to be a thug.
Somebody wants to be a thug,
yeah,
and wants to know what it's like in the streets or know what it's like to murder somebody or something like that. Yeah. But it's not even that far though. I think that's taking it too far. I was gonna say like to live a life of a cop, to be in intense situations, like that's like Ready or Not. To be in intense situations and like have an idea. When I played Ready or Not, it made me think of like, damn, how hard. Because I'm like, this game's hard, like, or it can be hard. But I'm like, how hard is it in real life as a cop to go into a house where you don't know the layout, nothing, and you have to go in there and like, first of all, I think there's a fear factor in there, but obviously you're not going to let fear stop you from doing your job. But just as human, you're going to feel that because you don't know what's beyond those doors. And the fear of the unknown is always going to be there. But so you got to overcome that. And then you don't know the layout. It just seems like it's almost impossible to like hit every corner and see everything as you're walking through. It seems like you're going to get caught.
And I think you're more paranoid about what's in the next, like the behind the door, or at every angle of every room. You're more paranoid if you're doing it in real life. Because in a game, you know it's a game. You're just walking through that motherfucker because you know you can respawn.
I feel like I would be like, I would be paranoid. But I think it would just be, that just comes down almost like Marine stuff. Yeah. But it's almost like these guys are not getting trained as good as a Marine, it seems. So as a police officer to storm a house,
yeah,
you see a lot of times you see officers who are just not fit to be officers. And I seen a video of a woman and she was overweight. And it's just reality. But I guess in the story it doesn't really matter but she was on the side of a truck and she was talking to the driver, and all of a sudden the driver pulled out a pistol and aimed it at her, and she just started begging for her life. Don't shoot me, please, don't shoot me. And instead of like reaching for a gun or anything, and then her partner took a long time before he shot. And then I don't know if he killed him or not, but there was a huge argument in the comments saying like, yeah, she shouldn't be a cop. And I mean, it seems mean, but it's like, I just think certain people are fit for certain jobs. And you have to, and if you're not fit for it, maybe it's not for you. Because I think you have to, it just doesn't seem like when you see a cop, it should, whoever the criminal is should be thinking of like, damn, this gonna like,
this will be easy.
This is gonna be rough. It should be that. Like this, damn, am I gonna be able to overpower this motherfucker? This motherfucker's in shape. He's intimidating, some shit like that. But it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing.
You know how in anime when you see somebody like when let's say like, what's a good example? Like just in general, in any anime, whenever one character comes across another character and then they first meet up and you're like, this dude's strong. You know how they always say that? So they're always on edge.
Yeah.
Oh, this motherfucker's strong. Sometimes it seems like people just based on strictly appearance, they'll judge your power level straight on appearance, your fitness, and especially people who are doing street shit, people who are willing to say fuck it, I'm dying today.
But especially on women.
Yeah,
because no man is afraid of a woman. Maybe that's not true. Probably a lot of people, but I mean, like, see, like if it
women,
came,
I mean,
if it came to battle, though, it's like if you put
a fair fight. You're talking about a fair
because
fight.
if you put the, I don't care who you put in the women's division, in any division in the UFC against, like, you could put them probably against a rookie, like not a rookie, but like someone who got like
that's not ranked.
Who's not ranked, yeah, who's in the UFC. That's probably disrespectful to call him a rookie because he's a professional fighter, but who's not ranked is probably a better. He probably will beat the shit out of that girl. So it's just like, not only her, you could probably put two of them in there, and he would beat the shit out of them.
You think so too?
Yeah,
I mean,
I think so, because it's like the strength difference is significant.
What if you get a male featherweight, right? Let's say Moreno, right? Brandon Moreno.
Oh, he fuck a lot of people
Okay,
up.
let's put Brandon Moreno, right?
I think
a featherweight.
Yeah.
Let's put him against a heavyweight woman. Heavyweight. There's got to be a women's.
Well, I never seen a women's heavyweight.
I mean,
now that you mentioned that,
let's do like a women.
Why doesn't that exist?
Because a lot of big women are not fit.
Yeah, but a lot of like, well,
like all UFC
they would
fighters
argue
are all
that,
fit.
But they would argue that the heavyweights, there's big heavy dudes.
Yeah, heavy dudes, but they're still athletic.
So you're saying a fat woman can't be
athletic?
You don't think so?
No,
they have to be.
Like, I'm sure there's. I mean, if we look it up, just Google heavyweight, like women's heavyweight champion.
That's an interesting thing, because for sure that's happening.
Somewhere.
Some organization has
a heavyweight woman.
Has a heavyweight woman.
Yeah, but if you put that heavyweight woman against Moreno,
I think Moreno will still win.
But
because it's like, especially like, I think if you go against a man, your best bet is to submit him. That's your best bet. Like, can you knock a man out? I think probably can knock somebody out, but like, I'm just saying.
You think jiu-jitsu, if it came down just straight to jiu-jitsu, that's it. No fighting, as far as like just straight jiu-jitsu. Do you think, I'm not sure if this is true or if this is false, but you think that who has the advantage? Because you would think women are way more flexible than the male is, right?
Yeah, but men have a lot of more strength.
But they have more strength.
So they can put their weight on you.
But you see women submit dudes all the time.
Yeah, but you see that with average. So like, if you get a professional fighter, she'll put me to sleep, no problem.
But you think that elite? So if you go elite,
but if you fight,
elite,
but if I was a professional fighter and she's a professional fighter, it's over.
Yeah, but
now
just jiu-jitsu.
If she wants to sleep her boyfriend, she'd do that, no problem.
Yeah, but I'm talking about just straight jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I'm talking about that too.
You get a straight high level jiu-jitsu motherfucker and a high level jiu-jitsu woman, like high tier, and you put them against each other to the death. You think you bet him 100%?
The guy comes out.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's an interesting thing. Like Dana, how he says like that analogy where they say, you put two people in a room, who's going to walk out? You know, and he was saying that when they were talking about the pound for pound fighter, because people were saying Islam is now that he beat Dustin. And Dana was like, no, it's not. It's John Jones. But I understand why people say that, because John Jones is a good fighter. But I can't get over that he has not tested clean. Like he had what are they called? He tested dirty, basically, a couple of times. So it just seems like it gives me the impression of like, even if it was small or whatever it was, you have not been clean. And I think that stings a little bit on your career. And Islam is not. But Dana said if you put him in a room, right, who's going to come out? That's how you determine who's the pound for pound baddest motherfucker ever. If you put two people in a room, who's going to walk out?
John Jones is what, 205?
I don't know. He's a heavyweight now.
I think heavyweight's like 230 and up. I think 205 is light heavyweight. And like, yeah, because 185. I think Islam fights at 175, right?
Nah, I think he's lower than that.
155?
Probably something like that.
Because Dustin do 175, 170 or something like that.
Nah, I don't think so. But Like either
Yeah,
way
that
though.
would be-
Either way though, like
I mean, I
just-
don't think that it's a automatic like John Jones versus Islam. I feel like I can't bet 100% on John Jones. Like,
but it's because
like they said,
that's a huge weight difference though.
yeah. But even with the weight difference, I still feel
We're just
like
going street shit now. Like if
Like,
they met
yeah.
up and like they
Yeah,
said
and they
gladiator
fought,
shit,
yeah.
you put them in who's gonna win. Well, I mean, you would think that with weight you have a significant advantage, especially if these two dudes are both trained. So it's not like, oh, Islam is good with wrestling. He's hella good at wrestling. But how good is he at wrestling when he's trying to fight a dude who's, who has what, 80 pounds on him?
No, if it's 80 pounds, because Islam cuts weight too.
Yeah, but we're talking about just on the street.
Yeah, let's say
They're not fighting a
probably
professional
John Jones
fight.
is like probably walks around at like 220. I think John Jones walks around 220, right? Let's just say. And Islam probably walks around like 180, 190. So he's got 30 pounds on him.
And height difference and length.
Yeah. So I
don't know.
I think distance as far as reach it does matter. But I think Islam's good on the ground, like crazy good, and his stand up is decent. He's pretty good. I feel like he's pretty good. John Jones is like boxing. I think his kicks are dangerous. His kicks are more dangerous than his hands, and I think it's the opposite for Islam. I think Islam's hands are way better.
You think Islam's hands more better?
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
Because when you look at John Jones for boxing, you don't think boxing.
You see him as
think
a true
like
martial
ground
artist,
and pound. You think about kicks.
No, you think about the whole package.
No, I don't think boxing. When I see John Jones fight, I don't say, "Ooh, like his boxing is clean." Never said that
because
ever.
he mixes everything in.
Yeah, his kicks
He'll
are dangerous.
punch you.
Yeah, his
He'll
kicks,
hit you with elbows.
Yeah, not that he can't box or whatever, but his kicks are where there's elite.
It's just because he's not one of those fighters who's like strictly boxing.
Yeah, he's like just not known as a boxer. Yeah, that's
just
what I'm
gonna
saying.
Box majority.
But I'm saying that's when I just compare hands. Islam's hands better, like technique, all that shit is down. He got it down. The ground defense, John Jones got it too, and he can take people down. But that's where it'd be tight to just be able to inject Islam with like, just like I don't know, 50 pounds worth of like human.
But I think like I don't know. I just think
to make it even and then fight. Because I think if they were the exact same weight, the exact same height, like exact same whatever.
Yeah.
If they were the exact same everything, you put them in the ring, I think Islam wins. Islam right now is in his prime. He's in his prime right now.
Yeah.
And I ever since Habib and when they were up and coming, I already knew Islam was a dangerous motherfucker. I already knew.
It seems like once Khabib left, it opened the room for him, and then he took it over.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of people are saying Islam takes a lot more risks. But because of that, like he seems more of like I don't know what it says, like he's willing to like he wants to prove a point, it seems like sometimes, like because they think they could only wrestle. People think they could only wrestle, but he wants to prove he got hands too. Like he knocked out Michael Chandler, but he kicked him though. So like it was surprising because everybody knows about their wrestling.
Yeah. Nobody expects him
and
to
kick.
Khabib never threw hands.
He wasn't risking nothing.
Nah, he's not straight to the ground.
He's not risking nothing, but you can't blame him either.
Because he's trying to win.
He's trying to win, and he's trying to stay undefeated. And I mean, it would be kind of foolish if he was to lose and he only lost because he let his ego take over and try to prove a point.
But it's like there is a thing of like I mean, I guess you can still say he's like he went undefeated, but there's also something tight about being able to do anything as far as a fighter, being able to go anywhere with anybody and beating them. Doesn't matter where. Like this, it's an elite. It probably is an ego thing, and it's like a prideful thing in knowing that you're the best motherfucker in every field. Doesn't matter where they want to take it, you're gonna fuck them up. And that's where I feel like Islam is he's super well rounded everywhere, which makes him dangerous. And when you're elite on the ground and you're elite on your like standing, it's just more entertaining standing though.
I think just standing naturally
it's
is
just
more
hella
entertaining.
entertaining.
Yeah, a lot of people find it boring when it's just on the ground. But I mean, as it's MMA though, people forget that. I think.
Yeah, they just want to do
They want knockouts. People want knockouts when they pay for tickets. They want to see a knockout live. So that's why. But going back to the police, I seen a video because I'm like, there has to be. I seen a video where there was 2 cops who went into a house, and they found a decapitated head in a bucket, and they kept composure and everything, and they were like, "Yep, that's it. That's a head right there, like that." And it's like, for sure, I think it's only human to be like, "What the fuck? What the heck?" Huh? Like, because you don't expect that to just find a human head, and yet I think like you just have to though, because it's like you don't want to look unprofessional, so you just have to. But I'm like I feel like that would affect you. Like when you're sleeping, like when you go to sleep and everything's dark, you're gonna think about that. Like, damn, I seen the head today. That's crazy.
Yeah,
especially for your first time.
Well, I think males handle that better.
Like what? Like intense situations.
Anything traumatic. I think males just have a tendency to just be able to handle it way better, because it shit like that seems brutal, and men have been shown and have been forced to do brutal shit forever.
Well, I just think because I think you just learn to deal with it, because especially because you know you're not alone.
Yeah, and there's no choice. You have no choice.
This is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, this is your job.
Yeah,
and this is what you do, and you can't just say, "Well, I don't want to do this no more," because you're probably in so far already, and you like your fellow officers. People respect you because you're in law enforcement, or you care about your community, and
but it just seems like there's a lot of police officers who retire without ever firing a bullet. So they say that, oh, in 20, 30 years, I've never shot my gun. So they've had a pretty like smooth experience. So I think a lot of maybe police officers who when they join, they may expect that one day they might have to shoot somebody, but it's like you don't expect to see somebody's decapitated dead in a bucket,
or just dead people
in general.
Or you see, I think every cop has a story where they seen something
crazy
like that,
or something like
normal.
I just feel like because you're on the watch for it.
Yeah,
you're looking for it, so you're gonna find it,
and then you get called to it. People get in car accidents, and you get called.
You have to be the one who sees everything, and not only be the one who sees everything, but respond accordingly. Get the people help and everything.
And people are gonna look to you for guidance, and you can't be out here panicking.
Even if you're panicking inside.
Yeah, even though you're panicking.
But I think after you see a lot of things, like things will get easier, because it makes me think of like the Mexican reporters and investigators when they show up to pick up bodies over there from the cartels. Like they've asked him like, is this just normal to you now? He says, yeah, because it happens all the time. So we just get called and there's a body on the street, like what do they call it, like mutilated, and they're like, and we have to clean it up, or we have to be the ones to see this. We the ones who had to take pictures for evidence and everything of a dead body right in front of them, leaving it how it is, take pictures, do everything, and then the people come and they clean up the body. And I'm like, I think it's just something maybe you get used to, because there's people who clean up crime scenes, blood everywhere, and it's like, I think a lot of people, just when you see a lot of blood, there's the natural thing to be like to fear, like to spook you. What the heck?
It's not normal, but I think they prep you for that. I think they prep you for that, and I'm sure you think about it a lot if you're the people who go out and clean it and have to witness this shit all the time.
But do they have to pay good, right? Because I mean, even if I can do that. I feel like I could do it. I could do anything I put my mind to. I can do that, but I wouldn't want to, but I can do it though. But it is just because you can do something doesn't mean I want to do it. So I would do it if the pay was great, like it was amazing.
I'm not sure what it pays.
But if it was just standard or just like that, I just wouldn't want to. I don't know. I feel like that energy might carry on to me, and I don't want.
Yeah,
that.
it's just negative. Death is never good. Like I don't want to be around any death, even if it's not related to me per se. If it's like just that you come across death, I don't want anything like that. Just doesn't feel good. So I just want.
Well, especially that being your job.
Yeah,
to go and
every
clean
day,
everything.
Every day there's dead motherfuckers. I wouldn't want that either.
It's a crazy thing to think about when these people, because police officers, there's a lot of times where people who don't have no family members, and the neighbors just don't see that person come out of their house for a week or whatever, and they're like, time passes, so it alerts them, and they're like, something might be up. So sometimes if they're cool with them, they'll go check on them, or they'll go knock and they won't see no answer, so they'll just go back home. But then they'll just call the police and say, hey, can you all check on the neighbor because we haven't seen him in a week? And then the police officer goes in there and is like, yeah, he's dead in there. So it's like,
you want anything from over there?
And that's crazy. And I seen videos of that too. And the police officer's like, hopefully there's nobody dead in there. He's like, because a lot of times when we get these type of calls, usually somebody's dead in there. So they already have that in their mind.
And their freaking cat will start eating them and shit. Have you ever seen
like
that?
if you have a cat, that cat will eat you. And if you have a dog,
the dog will just die.
The dog will die, yeah.
He just starved to death and the cat will start eating you.
And that's crazy.
I hate cats. I don't like cats. I don't hate them, but I just strongly don't like them. I don't
have anything against
I don't
cats.
like them.
You just can compare as far as like what is the ultimate.
I'd rather have a snake than a cat, though.
What is the ultimate companion?
It's
and I think it's undeniable that it's a dog. And we can see that more people have dogs than cats. And cats doesn't seem to give you anything.
Cat don't seem like there's any benefit at all.
It doesn't seem like it gives you anything other than just having. It just seems like you have a creature in your house you're feeding.
Yeah, and
have them around.
Yeah,
and it's like a dog. A dog can mess up your stuff too, and yeah, he'll pee in your house and stuff like that. But ultimately, he's a friend, and not only you feel that, you feel his presence. There's dogs who like comfort people when they're crying and stuff. Like they're intelligent.
And you know how there's like what are those people who have animals? What is that called?
No, like when they have a bunch of them.
They have animals to help them, like day to day. What are those called?
Like guide dogs or something.
Yeah, there's like you never see a guide cat. You never see any benefit of a cat in anything. Like people who walk with they're blind and they have a dog walk them around, or people who can't hear or whatever, or like you don't see. It's always dogs.
Yeah, and it's crazy.
Never
to
cats.
me, it's always been fascinating how you could train a dog to do a bunch of things. You can train, and I mean, I think it varies by breed too. But like how you could train dogs to hunt, or you can train. There's seen videos of people sending dogs into the water and they bite the fish and they bring them in. I'm like, that's hella crazy. Like, I never expect that.
Yeah,
they'll wait until if they see one close up, they'll jump in there and get them and bring them to you. And I'm like, that's hella tight. That's hella tight.
Yeah, dogs are. That's why I think dogs. Whoever decided
useful.
Whoever the person who was like, hey, let me keep this motherfucker around.
Yeah, this wolf.
Yeah, let me keep him around. Was a smart person. Like, and I don't know. Dogs seem like they love you like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
like they don't. They only want to. Like, yeah, if they fuck shit up, they're just trying to they're just playing around. They're like a kid, huh? They're just like a little kid that just wants your attention and wants to play with you.
Yeah.
And like it looks out for you whenever he can.
And they'll die for you.
Yeah, they'll die.
That's ride or die shit. And that dog really loves you. Because I think when something or someone is willing to die for you, that's the biggest love they can give you. And a dog gives you that. A dog will protect you and will die for you. So I'm like, that's why I think I always wanted a dog. But it just seems like I don't want to get a dog if I don't have the time for him. But I've always I think one day I'll get one. Because I just think it's hella tight. It's hella tight. And especially like I said, how you could train them. There's this girl, I'm not sure if she's deaf. I believe maybe she's blind. I think she's blind because she has the dog and service dog. That's what they're called.
Service dogs, yeah.
And it's hella interesting. I was watching videos. She's in the airport she's never been in, and she has a service dog, and she tells the dog, "Take me to baggage claim," and the dog's never been there, and he'll find it. And she's like, and people ask her, "How the hell does your dog know where's that?" And she's like, "I don't know. I don't even know, but he'll figure it out. He'll figure it out, and he'll take me." She'll tell him, "Find the restroom." And she'll find the restroom. Not only she will find the restroom, she will find the women's restroom. That dog will pass by the male restroom and go to the women. And she said that's based on smell. The dog can base that off smell. And will take her all the way in. She'll tell the dog, "Find a chair." The dog will find a chair. She'll tell the dog,
like an open stall?
Yes, where she can sit down. She'll tell the dog, "Take me inside or outside," and he'll take her in or outside. She'll say, "Find this person," and she'll start smelling for that person, and we'll find that person. And I was seeing that, and I'm like, how does that even work? That's an intelligent ass dog. How do you put a dog in an area he's never been before, and he can figure it out? He can't read. Yeah, he can't read. Maybe it's just like based on pure smell. Maybe there's a certain smell that comes along with baggage claim.
No, I think what he does is he probably wanders until he sees. He's probably trained to understand what the baggage claim looks like.
But you know what's crazy? She was in an airport that uses those trains. You know those, whatever they're called? I'm not sure what they're called. They're on like a rail.
Yeah.
That you have to go to a certain section. That dog took her on that thing. And then took her all the way over there.
To her gate and everything?
I didn't see her to the gate, but the baggage claim. She just tell him, "Find baggage claim." And the dog will find it. "Take me inside. Take me inside."
That's crazy. No, I didn't know that. I didn't know they were that crazy, like smart to be able to. But it makes sense. I mean, it'd be super convenient, and it's hella worth it. If you can't see, if you're blind, and you have to have one of those dogs walk you around through the airport like that, hella convenient, hella worth it.
Thank you for listening to the AB podcast. You can follow us in the links below. All our social medias are linked there. If you want to buy some merch, the merch that we're usually wearing in the podcast, you can buy it as well. The link will be below.